So I pitched my movie, and then I said, okay, I want to make a behind the scenes. Oh, sige, fine, let's go with Bowl. I said, okay, I want to make a behind the scenes of a bit of film. I want people to know what happens. I want it to be like a comedic look at the low budget film industry. And they said, no, you can't do that. And yeah, that's making the masa aware that they're watching a movie. You can't do that, you know, the masa doesn't like that. I'm like, oh, okay, can I make a film about, you know, where the person talks to the camera and where the person addresses the audience? No, that's too confrontational. Ayaw ng masa yun. They don't want being confronted, kaya nanonood sila ng mga pelikula. Okay, can I make something non-linear, which means that, you know, you jump through time? No, hindi pwede yan. You have to take the masa and lead them by the hand. They're like, oh, so hindi rin pwede yung flashbacks? Then why are you making everything so complicated? Hindi nga, you know, just tell a straight story. And then I realized that, you know, what is this thing that they call masa, and who are the studios to kind of like say what they like or what they can't understand or what they can understand. You know, that is like one of the things that I realized, that, you know, the way the film industry was because no one wanted to take risks. No one wanted to try and do things. I remember, so I did write the film, and I wrote it for another director, my friend Lyle Saffers. And Lyle didn't want to do another movie because he was traumatized by his last movie. So Lyle ended up not directing it. So I think they offered it to one of my idols, Mr. Eric Mati over there. And Eric was fighting them. So no also. And they wanted to, so they offered it to Yam. And then Yam Naranas. And Yam did not think the actress was cute, so he declined. So I'm like sitting in this Japanese restaurant and I'm eating, and they call me and they say, hey, we can't find the director and we really have to launch Maui Taylor right away. And I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do? Well, since you direct for us some music videos and stuff, you know, why don't you direct this? Why don't you direct this? Why don't you make your first movie? And I'm like, okay, 1 second lang, sir. Fuck, yes, yes, woo! Sir, sige, yeah, no problem. So I made my first movie, Gamitan, Tam's favorite movie. And you know, and so you kind of like, you know, and you start working with people, and being a first-time filmmaker, I was 21 years old. And you know, parang the people I worked with is, alam mo, 10 years na kami dito sa industriya na to, ikaw anong ginawa mo? So it was such a traumatic experience. I hated that film. Even now I cannot watch it. But yeah, eventually we did make it. And I also, another realization that came to me was, you always kind of think na you know, when you're a student, I think all of us have thought this, it's like, the Philippine film industry needs better writers, they need better directors, they need better producers. And whatchamacallit, you know, when I went to my first DGPI meeting, I met all the directors and a lot of the writers, and then I found them to be some of the most intelligent people I have ever encountered in my life. And I'm like, this man knows the most about Philippine history I've ever, I know, and what's your next movie again, sir? Then, it's the movie by the Sex Bomb Dancers, you know? And it's because, and you kind of came to the realization that what we need actually are better producers, or producers willing to take risks, you know? Well, like I was saying, the movie I hated, well, I'm just gonna make this quick, Gamitan, it made, okay lang, yeah, in the last one. Gamitan made 50 million pesos, made a lot of money for them. And so I was like, so they were like, wow, yay, everyone loves me bigla. And you can feel it, no? That's showbiz for you. You enter the office, hi Direk, hello po. And then you're like, what's going on? Wala kumita yung pelikula. And then when you make the flop, they're like, pero ganun pala yun. Okay. And so I told the producers na, okay, I have written a film, and and I don't want to give you a storyline, I don't want to give you a treatment, I don't want to give you like a summary or anything. I'm going to give you a script. And you can either choose to do it or you can choose to not. And if you don't, then I'll find someone else to do it. But then since the first movie made a lot of money, they chose to do it. That was a big mistake on their part. But then they chose to do it, and that was the movie I had been thinking of since high school. She was not a serial killer anymore who made her victims paintings, but it was still kind of true to the original spirit. And that was my dream film, and that was Keka. And making that was... thank you, the 3 people who have seen that film. And that was Keka. And okay, if Gamitan cost 5 million, made 50 million, Keka cost 5 million and made 3 million or something. It was a flop. And that kind of saddened me. But then, I mean, it's been 4 years since I made that film, and I kind of look back at it, and people still stop me on the street telling me about it, and people, Facebook me, quoting the film, or someone put it up on YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube if you guys want. And suddenly, it's like, that was like the most rewarding thing, and then that was the movie that kind of went to festivals, and people would go up to you and say, I've never seen a Filipino film before, but, after watching your movie, I really want to see more, and do you know where I can get other Filipino films? And I just kind of, that was like mind-blowing for me, that in many ways I was representing us, our country, and it was such a great, mind-blowing experience, kind of like, oh my God, to a lot of people, that film was like Philippine cinema, and so it was great, and it was rewarding. I have a lot more things to say, but I think we're out of time, so I'll just do a little postscript, because this happened to me like a month ago, and I'm still not over it, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, and because one day I got this phone call, and this was like last month during the Cinema Film Festival. I got a phone call and I say hello, and then the guy on the other side says, "Hi, Quark, this is Quentin Tarantino." And I'm like, "Hi." And he's like, "I saw Keka." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I fucking loved it, man." I'm like, "That's great." and he started quoting the film, and he started, "Oh, I love this part where this guy goes like this, and I hated Ryan's character. He was such a jerk, and blah, 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 blah. And I love the ending, and I love the way that the lines were delivered." And at that moment, more than whatever, or awards or whatever, I kind of realized that I finally came full circle. I mean, the reason I make art, or the reason I believe that art exists in the world, is that you are so inspired. You're so touched by what the world or what other artists throw at you that you have no choice. You can't do anything but throw something back in gratitude. And this was the movie that changed my life. This was the guy who made the movie that changed my life. And I had directly, and now he was like quoting the film, and and it was like actually just literally giving something back in thanks to cinema. And to close, I think the Philippine film industry is not actually dying; it's actually dead. When I started, we were like we were 90 films a year, and then it became 60, then it became 40. Tapos direct ilang movies na tayo this year. I know it's like 15, probably 15, plus the 10 in the film fest, eventual film fest will be 25. And cinema is my favorite word, and it's my, it's the thing that means most to me. And I like that film student all those years ago, who would dismiss Filipino film. I think more than ever now is the time to kind of look closer, to examine more. And you'll find so many great things, like Ditsy's films. You have to look out for that. It's fantastic, And so there. That's my dream. That we once again, like we were the number 3 movie makers in the whole of Asia, next to India and Japan. Kind of get back to that, to kind of fall in love with Philippine cinema again. That's all. Thank you.